Hello, welcome to Team DIY. We're going to kick off our new YouTube journey restoring this mid-80s pop-up camper. Our main goal is to put it into hard side and make it look like a portable cabin. Over the next several episodes, we'll be slowly fixing what needs to be fixed and converting this into a total off-grid unit. Imagine being able to go to like a music festival or hunting and fishing and not have that annoying generator sound in the background all the time. Yeah, me too. That is why we are going to start this project. I have spent 16 years in the haunt industry having to build my own equipment, my own stuff, my own props. We'll be revisiting some of that also. One of our long-term goals is I have a 1971 Volkswagen bus. We're going to turn that into our version of the Misery Machine. A toy made by Spencer's Gifts many, many years ago. But I'd like to recreate that for you guys and for me. We'll also go back and, like I said, revisit a bunch of the former haunt stuff I used to do and teach you how to build it yourself, especially on a budget. So if you stick with us, hit like and subscribe. You won't miss anything, and you're going to learn a whole lot from my mistakes, so you don't have to repeat them. So like I was just saying, this is our mid-80s pop-up camper. As you can see, she's got some dents in the corners. We'll have to address that. But from here on out, we're just going to start out today by opening it up, tearing it down, and getting an idea of what all we need to repair. Now, it's always a good idea if you're going to purchase a product like this, make sure and check the frame. My frame is good, but these things like to rot out on the cross supports and braces. And sometimes it's a good idea, just because something's only $200, to spend the extra $3 or $4. Because that might give you some stuff that was missing and most likely doesn't need to be replaced. Now we're going to pull all these slides out. We're going to pull off all this canvas. We're going to completely gut the interior. We're going to reuse what we can, and what we can't use, we're going to put it up for sale on Facebook. Maybe somebody else needs it. We don't. Plus it gives us more money to go into our budget. All the plywood in these pullouts, slide outs if you will, are in incredibly good shape. So we're going to save all this wood so we could repurpose it when we build new cabinets and whatnot inside. I might look into maybe making these into twin bed slide outs and make it a hard side with hard end slide outs. That's something I'll look into the future. Well, like I say, for right now, let's just get this thing tore apart. Alright, as I'm sure you can see here, yeah, we got some rot going on. Looks like somebody attempted to repair it once before. It's not a big deal. We'll tear into it at some point in time. I'll pop the top off. And I'll replace all this with new plywood. And if we need to replace the corners, like the outside corner covers that hold it together, the good news is you can still buy those parts online. And also, while I was tearing this apart, I discovered a manufacture date of 93. So it is not a mid-80s camper as it was advertised. It is a 93. Alright, so on these slide out beds, we have bolts that run through that hold the bed itself into the slides. Because I'm by myself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the inside ones. And then I'm going to loosen or remove all the bolts. But I'm going to start with the inside on both sides, come back, work my way down, sliding this in so the weight of it is supported on here and I don't have to try and wrestle with it by myself. just like that, we should be able to remove this whole piece. Thus allowing us to be able to get to the actual screws on the side. Now, I'll move on to the other side, and I'll join back up with you in a bit. Alright, now we have the ends off. We can take a better look at what we have here to deal with. It's actually not in too bad a shape, other than the roof, which I said earlier, it's going to need some work. But I've dealt with rot before, so it's not going to be that huge of a deal. We'll just drop this whole thing down. I'll unhook the roof, we'll flip it over, and we'll start doing some work. However, on the front, we did run into this. Yeah, we got some rot there. But, like I say, it's not that big of a deal. We'll cut it out and replace it with new, good material. Now, when we get a little further along, I am going to pull all this cheap paneling out of here. And I'm going to have to try and insulate this as well as possible. I don't know if I'm going to do like a fiberglass batting, or if I'm going to do, let's say a spray foam, an industrial spray insulation. I'm leaning towards the spray insulation, but I will be using this for hunting trips up north, and it can get up to 30 degrees below zero or colder sometimes. But usually, I see at least 30 below at least once in winter. And we're going to need this insulated well, so I have a nice warm place to come home to after a long day of hunting or whatever the activity is at that particular time of year, whether it be ice fishing or, whatever. But if you guys have any thoughts on what would be the best way to insulate, or maybe make this thing a little bit warmer other than a wood stove, because I'm not going to do a wood stove, I will stick with I'd like to stick with either a solar heating system, or I'll just stick with the original LP system that it comes with, and we'll go from there. This is all we have time for today. Join us for part 2, where we finish tearing down and fix many of the issues that we found. Thanks for joining in at Team DIY. Remember to hit like and subscribe. Until we meet again, folks, have a great one.